Hello everybody, this is Rob here from wpblogtalk.com and robcoven.com. I'm going to show you here how to create a new blog post in your WordPress blog, and I'm going to do it with the best SEO practices in mind. So the first thing you need to do is obviously go into the Wordpress Administration area, which is wp-admin on the end of your URL, and obviously once in there you go to add new post. Now the first thing you do is add your title. First thing to consider here is to put the keywords into the title. So we've got new blog post and WordPress. I want to put making in there because I've had a look in the Google AdWords tool and seen that people are searching for that particular phrase. Generally speaking, you should put the keywords in the beginning of the title. If the title is very long, the words here won't make much difference SEO wise. Second thing to do after that is to have a look at the URL that WordPress will build for you. Here it's a good idea to get rid of little words like a and in and of, unless they are particularly in a key phrase that you're targeting, and you OK that. So the next thing you have to do is to write your blog post. Now I've got a bit of lorem ipsum here that I'm going to put in to create 3 paragraphs. Now you'll notice in the HTML editor that I've separated each paragraph with 2 returns. 1, 2. This creates a paragraph return which you only need to separate with 1 return in the visual editor. Just 1. 1 return in the HTML editor equates to a line break, not a new paragraph. But if you wanted to do a line break in the visual editor, it would be shift return. Inside both editors you have the usual bold, italics, links, block quotes. What I find easier to do in the visual editor is to create bullet points. Whereas in the HTML editor you need to do the UL tag as well as all the individual LI tags, and that can be time consuming. You can do it with these buttons up here, but it's best to do it in the visual editor. And as soon as you've started creating your post, it's a good idea to click Save Draft on the right and then Preview. And if you had tab browsing enabled on your browser, then you'll get a new tab in your browser with a preview of the blog post, so you can have a look at it without having published it. Another important thing to do in blog posts is to have subheadings. So let's pretend we've got a subheading here, and I put the subheadings in H2 tags. That's because my blog post heading will be in an H1. If you're not sure, you can use Chrome developer tools here and just simply click the magnifying glass onto the blog post title, and you can see that in the code there it's an H1. Some WordPress themes that'll be an H2, in which case your subheads should be an H3, but in this case my headline there, title, is an H1, so I'm making the subhead H2. Now you notice I put that in manually in the HTML editor. You can also, by clicking this button here, that's Show Hide the Kitchen Sink, you get a second line of icons there. You can also get your H2s by going here, heading 2, and that will give you H2. It closes it up as well, but you can put these returns in it, they don't make any difference. That puts the H2s on the subheadings. Okay, images. Now with images you have a decision to make before you start clicking the Upload Insert Image icon, and that is whether you want your image to be as a separate paragraph or whether you want to embed it within another paragraph. So maybe you want the picture there, a small image with the text wrapping around it or on the right hand side, or whether you want it on its own as a paragraph. Now if you want it on its own as a paragraph, you need to have the cursor in between 2 paragraphs when you click the Upload Insert Image icon. Make sure your image, of course, is optimized for web and is as small as it can be with the correct picture quality. Now, I never like to have a title on images if it's not a link. So what I usually do is take the keyword-rich image name and put it in the alternate text, and then use that as a basis for the alternate text. Now, the alignment is very important. As I said, if you had the cursor in a beginning of a paragraph, then you would choose the left or right alignment. But as we are going to have it in between paragraphs, we can use that, and that would revert to a left aligned image, or we can use that, and that will be in the center. And then all you do is insert into post. Click Save Draft, refresh the preview page, and there you see the image as a new paragraph in the middle of the post as you like it. So, there are some things you have to remember. First of all, remember the categories. Secondly, don't forget the tags. And thirdly, always write a meta description for your post, which is the couple of lines that you see in the Google search results underneath the title, which encourage people to click on the link. It also should include your keywords in there as well. Don't worry about meta keywords, they're not necessary anymore. And when you've finished, the last thing you do is, of course, publish.